scholarship and study abroad. So I hope you are going to join me on this cruise ride. Okay? Yeah. So good morning, good evening, bonjour, namaste, shalom, whatever is your greeting. Um, you are welcome to this program. Okay? So right now we're going to, enter the flights because we're going to discuss uh, this scholarship package extensively. We'll try as much as possible to discuss extensively today. Okay, so I want you to grab your popcorn and your soda, relax, and let's deal with this. Okay, so if you are ready to take your education to international stage, yes, if you are ready to take your education to international stage, your dream of studying at a top-tier global institution is closer than you think. Yes, because this is the right package for you. By the time we are done discussing all the parts of a package, I'm sure you'll be interested, of course, because I'm sure you will like what works. Yes, you go for what works. So this is working, and we have had tons of people, tons of cases that came back positively. Yes, our team is our team are professionals, well-trained professionals that are across the screen to help you to get this work done. So you'll be asking, Ziki, why would I pay for a premium package? You understand? So this premium package saves you a lot of trouble. Yeah, if you agree with me, I'm going to tell you it saves you a lot of trouble from going ahead, assuming, doing a guesswork, assuming up and down, filling forms everywhere online, and sometimes you pay application fees. Yeah, some universities, yes, that don't waive application fees. Yes, you have to pay. You understand? And see if you get admitted. So after you've paid all this money and the university algorithm flags your application, remember, like an institution, maybe going for a master's program or MBA, you understand? Yeah, will bring out a course that they are taking new intakes. Yes, it's not only you that vies for that kind of opportunity. There are thousands of people all over the world that are interested, that want to vie for this opportunity. Okay, so for a particular this thing cohort, we may have more than 3,000 applications. Yes, more than 3,000 applications coming there. So imagine what will happen to 3,000 applications, and what they are vying for is just 50 seats. Okay, 50 physical seats. You understand? So you go ahead and presents a generic or SOP that is not well written, that's not professionally optimized. You understand? So when the review committee starts, the ATS will first of all flag your CV, and the review committee will look at your poorly formatted SOP and throw them away. So that story ends there. But that is not what I want to be happening to your documents. I want all your documents to be viewed, and you, at the end of the day, getting the opportunity. So for you want to get this opportunity, this package is right for you because we are going to evaluate your documents, optimize the ones we need to optimize. Okay. So if you're just joining us, this is Ziggy on screen with you. This is Ziggy on screen with you. We are discussing our exclusive study abroad and scholarship package. Yes, yes, we are discussing that. So yeah, this package will help you to navigate admissions. Honestly, yes, it will help you navigate admissions, secure funding, and transition smoothly into your dream destinations. Okay, so yeah, due to stricter university deadlines and capped funding pools, we have limited slots available for this cohort. So you secure your spots today. I want you to secure your spots today. So yes, let's go ahead and discuss everything about this package. Okay, our comprehensive support services, yeah, are designed to eliminate guesswork. As I told you before, it's designed to eliminate guesswork and drastically increase your chances of visa approval and scholarship success. Okay, so yeah, so your profile, um inside this package, there is profile evaluation and strategic university matching. There's profile evaluation and strategic university matching. So under profile evaluation, we have comprehensive assessments of your academic background. Okay, there is comprehensive assessment when we get in touch with your documents, or when we get in touch with you. We are going to, first of all, with the initial form, we are going to get a comprehensive assessment of your academic background and your career goals and budgets. Okay, so secondly, we're going to have a curated list of competitive universities and fully or partially funded scholarship. Fully or partially funded scholarship opportunities tailored specifically to your profile. Okay, so these are what we do under profile evaluation and strategic university matching. So secondly, we have our inside the package premium application and document support. Yeah, premium application and document support. So your statement of purpose and letter of intent, we professionally edit and structure, yeah, your unique story. Yes, it has to be a unique story. So we do a professional editing and structuring to ensure your unique story and the academic strengths, yes, stand out to admission committees. Okay, so this is what we do. Yeah, is we do a serious, we call it optimization. Okay, so we are going to professionally edit and structure uh, your unique story. Yes, so your unique story will be able to show your unique strengths, your your unique strength to the um, admission committees. Okay, so under that, we have letter of recommendation. Yes, we guide you on selecting referees. All right, we guide you on selecting referees. You don't just get any referee and put on your letter of recommendation. And we also make sure you structure and impactful recommendation letters. We structure impactful recommendation letters. So there's CV, or resume optimization. So we tailor your academic and professional history to meet international standards. Okay. So the third part of the package is an end-to-end scholarship guidance. End-to-end scholarship guidance. So there is direct matching with prestigious global schemes. Yeah, prestigious global schemes. Yeah, we have Chevening, we have Erasmus, MasterCard Foundation, um, we have a responders, we have MasterCard Foundation, we have DAD, we have Commonwealth and institutional merit scholarships. Okay. So we do a direct matching with prestigious global schemes for you in your scholarship guidance. So also we kind of step by step, we have a step by step assistance with scholarship essay prompts and funding interviews. So these are the parts of this uh, package. So we have the fourth part of this package is a visa and immigration advisory. Yes, because you are not going to get admission letter and will leave you to kind of wonder what you're going to do with immigration. We have to uh, uh, get you through it all. I told you it's an end-to-end package. It's not you get admission and you are left to your fate in other things. So yes, so we have a visa and immigration advisory. So it's up to date checklist for required financial documentation. Up to date checklist for required financial documentation. There's and also your proof of funds and sponsorships. Okay, so there's also a mock visa interview to build your confidence. Okay, to build your confidence and ensure compliance with immigration requirements. Okay, so these are, yeah, the fourth part of this package. Okay, it's so good. It's so good. You don't need to miss this. Okay, so our targeted destinations include North America, that's United States. We have Canada. Under Europe, we have United Kingdom. We have Germany, Ireland, France, Netherlands. Okay. So under Asia Pacific, we have Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, and Japan. Okay. So these are our countries under our targeted destinations. Okay. So yeah, I know you're excited now. Maybe I have called your target country. That's great. Okay. So how do you claim your slots? All right. Yeah, you shouldn't let a financial constraints or complex paperwork, stand in the way of your international career. So you have to follow these steps for us to get started. So you submit your interest. Yes. Click the link in this on this channel. Yes. Or comment flights. Somebody will get back to you. So when you click the link or you comment, yes, you will receive our initial assessment form. Initial assessment form. You receive our initial assessment form. There's a initial consultation. Yes, you meet with our admission specialists. Yes, you meet with our admission specialists. They will map out your target countries and their funding options. Okay, that's onboarding for you. So your onboarding and documents gathering. Oh yeah, we our team will take the heavy lifting off your hands and begin crafting a winning application strategy. So that's how you get onboarded on this beautiful package. Okay, so I must let you know that slots are allocated on strictly first come and the first serve basis. This helps us to maintain highest quality of personalized service. Yes, highest quality of personalized service for each applicant. Okay, so it's first come, first serve. That's why I will encourage you to click that link today and submit your interest, and we will get back to you. Okay, we will get back to you immediately. Yes, get back to you immediately. So I want you to, comment flights. I'll tell us where you are tuning in from, because I am interested in you. I want to know where you are tuning in from. Yes, where are you calling from? Yeah, I want to know. Are you calling from? Are you tuning in from UK, from US, anywhere you're tuning from, you're welcome. I'm interested in knowing, yeah, about your situation. Yes, we are interested in knowing how we can help you. Okay? So we are so much happy. We are happy to have you here. Okay. All right. So let's kind of go through some bottlenecks that people experience in application process. Okay, let's gradually go through these bottlenecks, and yes, we'll unfold it gradually. We'll look at case studies, cases we have studied and they return back with positive answers. So that will help you to appreciate how we work, how we are doing our things. Okay? Yes, yes. Because right now you'll be wondering, uh, am I sure these people can help me if I submit my documents? Okay. By the time you listen to our case studies, you see how people came to us. And in the case studies I'm going to bring up, it's not even uh, uh, it's not even um, a simple case studies, yeah, where we had a life problem, a serious problem to solve. You will see how we strategically pivoted their documents, optimized, evaluated, gave advice, intervened in one thing or the other to get them going. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about uh, um, our limited slots. Okay, yes, it's most times you'll be wondering, are you not in business? Why is your slots limited? Yeah, it's limited because, yeah, the university seats are also limited. Okay, and the funding pools are capped. You understand? So it gets a time they will not be able to distribute more funds. They will not be able to allocate more funds because the pool have become depleted. The pool have become depleted. So, for instance, now, yeah, um, a top tier department in the UK or European university might receive 3,000 international applications. Yes, 3,000 international applications for a specific master's or MBA program. Yeah, but they only have 35 to 50 physical seats available for that cohort. Okay, they have 35 to 50 physical seats available for that cohort. Okay, they don't have the time to read bad formatting. You understand? They don't have time to read bad formatting. You understand? So the moment an admission officer sees an unoptimized CV or a generic SOP, okay, uh, they move to the next file in under 60 seconds. Yes, that's what they do. So they look at it and say, this is not a part of it. They move it away and they continue with the rest. You understand? We are talking about 3,000, over sometimes over 3,000 applications just for one master's program. Yes, and it's just 50 seats. It's just 50 seats on ground. Okay, so you know that they will put those applications through so many selection phases. They'll put it through so many selection phases, and they will be dropping it and all that. So if you are going to come out, you have to come out well so that you will not be dropped. Your 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 application will always make it, you understand, through any kind of algorithm or review. So they don't have time to read your bad formatting. Okay, so yeah, they will drop it or send it into rejection pile immediately. Yes, if they have nothing to do with a poorly prepared SOP, that kind of poorly prepared SOP, they will send it straight to rejection pile. Yes, it shows you are not ready uh for this cohort. Okay, and everything happens under 60 seconds. So it's not enough time to read your drama. Okay, so our support isn't about magic. Okay, it's not about magic. It's ensuring your documentation passes that brutal 60 seconds structural review. Okay, that's brutal 60-second structural review, so your file actually gets a fair human evaluation. So it's very, very important that you get a professionally and a compliant SOP, a scholarship essays and all that, whatever you call it. Okay, so that is why we are here. That is why we are here. So yeah, we must as well look at why first class would miss a scholarship. A first class will miss a scholarship and a tutu will pick it up. You'll be wondering how possible is that? But yeah, but it happens. Okay, it happens. Yeah, if a first class submits a terrible copied essay and a tutu or HND HND graduate submits an impact driven essay showing exact workplace data and a clear 5-year career trajectory. You understand? The university will often pick the two graduates. Yeah, they will pick him because they want professionals who can bring real world value to their classroom, not just professional exam takers. Okay, they want professionals that can bring real world value to their classrooms. Yes, they want people that can bring real world value to their classroom, not just professional exam takers. So it's the grade is just like one item on their scorecard. Yes, they use what we call a holistic review process. All right. So your GPA is only one item on their scorecard. Yeah, your GPA is only one item on their scorecard. They also grades your so many things like your statement of purpose, your letters of recommendation, your personal, your professional track record. Yeah, all these things are graded on the scorecard. It's not only grades. So if you think you have grade that you surely secure your admission, or you secure the scholarship. It doesn't work like that all the time. Yeah, it doesn't work like that all the time because, as I said, the grade is just one item on their scorecard. There's letter of recommendation, there's a professional track record, there's a statement of purpose. All these things will have to be scored. So, if a tutu is able to score in these four places, of course they will give the tutu the scholarship. Yes, I told you that most of the scholarship are tailored down to they are tailored down to um, professional, industrial, professional, or industrial experience or professional experience. Okay, so they are not looking for exam takers. They want this real world experience, your professional experience down to classroom. You understand? So uh, I want you to imagine, giving someone fresh from school and someone that has industrial experience a kind of uh, economic research. You understand? You give two classes of people economic research. So the person with industrial experience must have encountered one or two experience in the workplace. They might have worked with a client and they lost the client, and that's painful. Okay, they will learn. He will learn from it. You understand? So they may have encountered a situation where they succeeded with the clients and got more jobs, more contracts from the clients. So they will learn from all these situations. And then when the person is has come to do their MBA, you give them research. With that experience they've gathered in the workplace, of course, that research is going to go on and better and have more flavor than the person that is coming straight from classroom. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's that's the research for the other person is going to have more flavor than the person that is coming straight from classroom. So that is what the background of this class of thoughts. Okay, so let's talk about the actual difference between their official deadline and the actual deadline for scholarship funding. Okay, are you getting me? So is also a massive trap. Yes, I'm discussing all these things so that you see where we're coming, how we handle all these things and package it right for you. Okay, so there is a massive trap with official deadline for scholarship funding and actual deadline. So when you go to a university website, it says applications close in June. Yeah, they are going to write deadline for a scholarship, so you can relax. I have time. Ah, oh, the June we are talking about, maybe June next year. Okay, not this June we're in. You'll be blowing yourself. Oh, fine, I have time. You can relax. Yes, you can relax. So what they are not telling you is that scholarship or funding pool will close around January or February. That is about 4 to 5 months away. You understand? The actual deadline has closed. That pool has been depleted. That funding pool has been capped. You understand? But they will have a official deadline. It will be there on the website. Of course, this kind of thing, yeah, if around April you send in your this thing, you apply in April, you might get admission letter, but you'll be completely self-funded. The funding pool has been capped. So if you are going for scholarship, you go 6 to 10 months ahead. That is the only time you can get the scholarship. So, okay, they the early birds have come to pick up the funding. Yeah, the early birds, they know how to go after this kind of things. They will go early, sit down and submit all their documents, properly prepared documents. So when the review committee gets them, they give them the scholarship, because it's in there's much funds, there's still much funds. So they go months before the standard crowd even starts thinking about their transcripts. They've gotten everything down and they're waiting for school to resume. Okay, so that is the strategy I want you to also take. Yes, and that is what we do for our clients. So if you don't know all these things, our compliance specialist will really arrange all these things for you and make sure that you have you've gotten everything you need. You've gotten everything you'll be needing before the official deadline, months before the official deadline. Yes, and yeah, months before the official deadline. They will make sure that you've gotten everything that you need. So there also the our devaluation buffer that we build into financial plan. So let's talk about it. So your embassies, they will calculate your required proof of funds based on their local currency. I hope you know that. Yes, whether it's pounds, the euros, or dollars. So if your local currency, if maybe you have put in the money in your local currency. So if your local currency now experiences a sudden drop or devaluation, while your forex, now forex happens to all this money, or your money now, yes, it's not the value of dollar today, that's the value of dollar tomorrow. Okay, if it tries to sustain for 2 or 3 days, it will still change. Right? So you will go and submit your proof of funds in your own local currency with the barest minimum. You understand? So it's can if it experiences a sudden drop, if it experiences a sudden drop or devaluation while your visa application is still in the queue, your bank statement balance may suddenly uh, 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 it will suddenly fall below the legal minimum, because it's being affected by forex. Okay, is being affected by market volatility. So it will just go beyond or below the required legal minimum. Yeah, that is an automatic financial refusal. Is an automatic financial refusal. So when we are auditing your profile, we don't let you apply with the bare minimum. Yes, we don't let you apply with the bare minimum. We calculate a mandatory 10% to 15% currency buffer. Okay, we calculate a mandatory 10% to 15% currency buffer into your financial plan. All right. So this will help us your document to scale through market volatility. Okay, yes, we don't want you to get caught off guard. No, we don't want you to be caught off guard. So that's why we insist that you building 10% to 15% uh, financial buffer. Okay, that will save you from visa refusal. Yes, that will save it has saved our clients a lot. That 10% to 15% buffer that we're building, it has saved our clients a lot. So this is more, and this is a level of detail or more that it takes to safely relocate and secure global funding. Okay, so if you want a team that looks at the structural, financial, and academic data of your application instead of just filling out random forms, so this package is for you. Okay, yeah, this package is for you because we are going to support you from the beginning of the journey to the end of the journey, and all the potholes that are involved in your process, we are going to take care of it. We are making sure you are not stepping into any of those potholes. So yeah, let's discuss one or two case studies. Okay, so if you're just joining us, yeah, this is a study abroad and scholarship premium package. Study abroad and scholarship premium package. So we have so many services inside our package that will benefit you, right from school matching, documents optimization and evaluation, to your visa prep, also your flight booking, your accommodation. All these things, we settle them with ease for you. So I want you to, yeah, comment flights, and we'll send you an initial form. We want to get your background, we want to get your budget, we want to get to know you, understand? So before your academic background and everything, before you start bringing in other things that matter. Okay, so I have with me here the case of Fatima. Yeah, I would like you to listen to our case study so that you kind of see how we do things. Okay, so Fatima is a middle level human resource. She's a mid-level human resource specialist and the mother of two. Okay, so she wanted to pursue her MBA in Canada. Yeah, she also wanted to travel with her whole family, her two children and her husband. And so she'll have to get study permits alongside open work permits. You understand, for the entire family. So the problem now is that most times applying as a family unit is one of the highest risk visa strategies. Applying as a family. Oh yeah, we are going. You apply as a family is the highest risk visa strategy. Okay, so why is that? Immigration officer will like they frequently refuse this application because like, I'm not satisfied that you leave this country. Yeah, that means the country you are going to. I'm not satisfied you will leave this country at the end of your studies because you are moving with the whole family. There's no ties back home. So you want to permanently relocate illegally without deep ties from back home. So they'll kind of refuse this kind of visa arrangements. So see how we were able to walk around Fatima's case and really got her a visa. Okay, so we designed a meticulous compliance strategy. Yes, we designed a meticulous compliance strategy that proved extensive, irreversible economic ties. Yes, irreversible economic ties. That was what we arranged. Economic ties to her home country is very important because that will assure the immigration officer. So this included documented family-owned real estate. Yes, that was one. So we also got an active long-term investment tied to her home country, and a formal sabbatical or study leave letter from her current employer. So we were trying to guarantee her job uh, back her job back upon graduation. Are you getting me? Yeah, we were trying to guarantee her job back upon graduation. So we needed a study leave letter, um, or a sabbatical leave, you understand, to tender to immigration. So the last thing we did was, instead of just showing the bare minimum regulatory proof of funds for a single student, we structured her family statements to show a robust surplus that accounted for family health insurance, upfront housing deposits, yes, upfront housing deposits, and a childcare realities um, in her destination province. So we provided all these things. So it assured the immigration officer. So the result, they gave her visa for she and her children and her husband. Yeah, they got visa and they've traveled out. They are in Canada. So that was how we did that with Fatima. Yes, so we had to provide a lot of documents. Okay, we first of all got a meticulous compliance strategy. Okay, a meticulous compliance strategy that proved extensive, irreversible economic ties to her country. That is vital. That was vital. Okay, and we did a financial buffer to all kind of funding she was traveling with. So that was what helped us with. She secured it on first attempt. Yeah, she's she secured it on first attempts. Okay. So you don't have to choose between global education and your family. No, no. So you can apply to study abroad with your spouse and children. Yeah. Okay. And your proof of funds and your home ties must be twice as strong. So if you don't structure your family's immigration narrative perfectly, the visa officer will reject the whole file. So that narrative is must be top notch. The narrative must be what? Top notch. So you don't guess with your family's future. So let our compliance specialist handle this framework for you. It's not something you will do at home. You get together at home. You are going to miss it somewhere, somehow. You understand? you need to let our compliance specialist handle this framework for you. All right. So that is how we do it. So all these things are very, very important. They are very, very important. So let's look at another uh, case studies before we check some questions here. And I will also call out some scholarships for you. Okay. Yeah, there's a case of Emeka. Yeah, there's a case of Emeka. Yeah. Emeka graduated with over he graduated with a third class, over 7 years study gap, okay, with a third class in economics. So, but he has had industrial experience in freelance career as a remote media buyer and the lead generation specialist for international brands. So he has gathered enough of industrial experience. He was just doing okay. So most of the academic institution he checked had strict cutoff. So he had been rejected by multiple standard agents who told him his only option was to pay for an incredibly expensive non-degree foundation year. Okay, so he felt his systemic academic failure from uh, from um, from early 20s was a permanent life sentence. He felt so down because many times they rejected him, okay, because of the kind of, he comes across a strict cutoff because he was looking at traditional destinations. Yeah. So when he come to us, we kind of bypassed those standard rigid universities. You need to know that because these other traditional universities have automatic GPA filters. So we didn't need that for him. Yes, we dropped those rigid universities completely. We dropped them. Yeah. We started targeting progressive business schools. You understand? We started targeting progressive business schools in Europe and the UK that will offer him alternative entry routes. Okay? So, most of the schools are explicitly designed for mature students with substantial professional achievements. Yes, that was what we wanted, an alternative entry route. So, in his personal statement, we addressed his third class grades directly to we addressed it in the first two paragraphs with extreme maturity and conduct. Yes, we addressed that third class directly in the first two paragraphs of his essay with extreme maturity and conduct. So we didn't make excuses. Yeah, we didn't make excuses. We explained the context of his past hardship briefly. Yes, yeah. Then spent the remaining 80% of the essay, yeah, detailing the thousands of dollars in ad spend he successfully manages daily in his current career. Okay, so we were able to um, restructure that essay, yes, and showed off his industrial experience. It was very important for us because he's great with was out of question, almost out of question. Okay, yes, it was out of question. So the outcome is that he bypassed the pre-masters, all the pre-masters. They were telling him you have to do pre-master and all that. So he bypassed the pre-masters requirement entirely and secured direct admission into premium master's program based on professional merits. Yes, he bypassed that pre-master's requirements entirely. So all these things are strategies, okay? It's strategy, and he secured a direct admission into a premium uh, master's program based on professional merits. So when you are submitting your documents, which I know you will do, because with a professional needs to handle this for you, please come forward with your industrial experience so that we'll be able to uh, find something reasonable for you. Okay? So your past academic performance does not define your future global potential. Okay, it doesn't define your future global potential. Yes, there are world-class universities that care far more about who you are today as a professional than who you were as a struggling student. Okay, so if you have third class or low grade, you stop knocking on doors that use automated GPA filters, automated GPA um, GPA filters. Let us show you programs that evaluate the whole person, holistic review. Okay, programs that evaluate the whole person. All right, so you don't need programs with automated GPA filters. That wouldn't work for you if you have great problem. Okay, so that was how we worked with Emeka, yeah, from Nigeria, and he was able to secure reasonable funding. Okay, so let us answer few questions, and we are back to explaining the other aspects of, yeah, compliance traps that people experience. Okay, the first question is, I have the tuition fees covered. I have the tuition fees covered, but I don't have an extra $15,000 for proof of funds. Can I borrow money just for the bank statement, print it, and return it the next day? Mm, mm, mm. Okay, I will answer this question and I will go to financial compliance laws and traps and all that. So I'll go back to uh, that discussion. Okay, so I'll answer your question and I'll go back to um, financial compliance. All right, so that I'll be able to explain extensively what really happens there. Okay, so I will tell you the hard truths right here and right now. Okay, I see people talking about this dangerous hack all over social media, and it's the single fast. Okay, is the single fastest way to get a ban from entering the UK, Canada, or Europe. I'll tell you that truth for free. Okay? If you go to dump money, you print and you return back the money. It's not gonna work. Why? Okay. Immigration systems. Immigration systems, they no longer look at the final balance on a piece of paper anymore. They no longer look at the final balance on a piece of paper anymore. They look at the financial history and source of funds. They look at the financial history and source of funds. Okay? So you dump a massive amount of money, of course, they are going to check, they'll look for history for that money. Yes, and the source of where that money is coming from, except you have a real estate sales certificate. You attach it, which you really sold, because they're going to make their findings. If it's not clear, they will not accept. Okay? So, visa officers look for concept called seizing money. I'm going to explain that in details uh, a few minutes from now. Okay? So, for example, if you're applying to the UK and your visa processing algorithm checks if that money sat untouched in your account for at least 28 consecutive days. 28 consecutive days, okay? If a sudden $15,000 now drops into the account, that will an account that usually holds $200, okay, it will trigger an immediate red flag. An account that holds $200, all of a sudden $15,000 now drop in. Of course, it will trigger an immediate red flag. The embassy would demand to see tax receipts, salary slips, asset sales certificates that would justify that massive deposit. Of course, they want to know where the money is coming from. Understand? So if you can't prove where it came from, they'll reject you for financial misrepresentation. Yeah, they will reject you for financial misrepresentation. All right? So please do not risk a 10-year ban by using sketchy bank statement tricks. Yeah. Don't risk a 10 years visa ban by using sketchy bank statement tricks. Maybe people have been telling you this and that. You watch the videos where the person that's saying it is not even sure of what is obtainable. You will go and risk a 10 years visa ban. So our package, yeah, our package, yeah, our premium package, they look at the actual financial profile and help you build a legitimate, legally compliant sponsorship strategy. Okay? They will look at your profile, whatever you are coming from, based on finances. Then they will be able to build you a legitimate, legally compliant sponsorship strategy. Whether that means setting up an official German blocked account, Yes, or properly verifying uh, an extended family sponsor. All right. So let's kind of head back to let's head back to there's something I want to really discuss properly with you. Okay, I'm coming. Let me get you something interesting here. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, the season money rule. The season money rule. Let's talk about it. It take us a few minutes. Let's, you know, get accustomed to all these compliance traps so that when I'm explaining all these things, it will be very easy for you to understand what I'm talking about. Okay? So, dumping a massive lump of cash into your bank account few days before printing the statements. All right? Dumping a massive lump of cash into a bank account few days before printing the statements. Yeah, it's always it always trigger visa refusal. Why? Because immigration algorithms flag this kind of sudden unexplained deposits. The money must sit in the account. That is, sit in account seasoned. It must sit in the account seasoned. You know how you season your meat, it stays in the pot for the duration of cooking. You understand? So it's going to stay seasoned in your account for a mandatory window of maybe 28 days for UK. Other countries have 3 to 6 months. You understand? So, or you have to come up with a clear legal documentation explaining its source. A clear legal documentation explaining its source. All right. So all these things are very, very important. So another point in this financial compliance is using a distance acquaintance or a corporate company name as a financial sponsor. Okay? When you use a distant acquaintance or a corporate company name as a financial sponsor, yeah, the embassies, they want to see a clear economic or emotional tie. If you are using a distance acquaintance as a sponsor or a corporate company name as a sponsor, they want you to provide. They don't care what you are using, okay? They just want you to provide a clear economic or emotional tie to that relationship. So if the parent, the sponsor is not a parent, it's not a spouse, it's not a direct legal guardian, yeah, you must provide a bulletproof affidavit of sponsorship and a proof of deep relational ties. Why is such a person willing to spend thousands of dollars on your education? You have to get a legal document, affidavit of sponsorship to explain that emotional tie. Okay, so that's what they do. All right. So another pothole in financial compliance is fluctuating exchange rates. Yeah, I will just talk about it in some case study. That's why I want to really bring it out and let's discuss it. Okay, fluctuating um, exchange rates. So depositing exactly the minimum amount required in local currency. Yeah, if the local currency devalues against the dollar, euro, or pound while your application is processing, your balance drops below the legal requirements. Okay, so the rule of thumb, what we do is we build in 10% to 15% financial buffer above the official minimum requirements. So that is fluctuating uh, exchange rates. So there's also for countries like Germany, there's their own is even different. So it's no longer a matter, it's not a matter of sorry, it's not a matter of dumping money into your account and printing financial statements. For Germany, it's a whole different scenario. Okay, so their own is a whole different scenario. Okay, it doesn't work for German. This situation with UK and US and other countries, it doesn't work the same with German student visa. How they do their own is that they require a blocked account, a block, a blocked account. They call it Spaconto. So if you're from Germany, please forgive me for the pronunciation. Yes, it's called Spaconto, a blocked account. So what that account does is the applicant must physically transfer the required annual living expenses. You transfer the required annual living expenses into a specialized German account beforehand. Okay, which releases a fixed amount back uh, to you monthly once you arrive to Germany. It will start releasing a particular amount to you. Okay, so it's not like it's going to let you have the whole thing. So this idea, it doesn't even fit here. So what we do is we help you to um we give you the advisory framework around this. You understand? So that's what um the level of detail with this, all this that's the level of detail with all these um compliance traps. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so let's answer some questions. Let's answer some questions. So you be patient there. Let me get you some interesting questions we can answer together. At least you have been listening to me. And if you're just joining us, this is a study abroad and scholarship premium package. So we have so many things in our package, from school matching to a document evaluation, to visa prep, to flight booking and accommodation settlements and all that. So We have all these things down that we can help you do. Okay, that's what our package does. That's what our package does. Hmm. We can also help you to uh, conduct your IELTS. Okay, we can help you to conduct our IELTS. Yes. So let's answer this question. It said, do I absolutely need IELTS or TOEFL to win a worldwide scholarship? Can I, can I, yes, okay. It said, do I absolutely need IELTS or TOEFL to win a worldwide scholarship? Oh, the answer is not always, not always, okay? So, but you, if you have it, it will drastically expand your options. It's not always, but you, well, having it will drastically expand your options. So many UK and European universities accept an official letter. They accept an official letter from your undergraduate institution. All right, they accept an official letter from your undergraduate institution stating your degree, yeah, was taught entirely in English. Yes. So if you don't have IELTS, but you have your MOI, you have your MOI, of course you can of course get that letter instead of IELTS. Okay. So, however, premium scholarships require standard testing. They require standard testing to clear immigration hurdles. So, part of our initial profile matching is finding the exact schools that will waive these tests for your specific background, you know. So if you don't want to go for IELTS, it's part of one the things you don't want to do. Of course, we'll be looking for exact schools that waive the tests for your specific background, or a school that will accept your MOI. So there are also schools that will insist on IELTS. Okay, IELTS. So okay, there's another question. Let's answer it quickly. Said, why does my it says why does my CV keep getting rejected? Okay. Why does my CV? All right, let's answer this question. Then we'll go back to correct ATS formatting. All right, for the interest of for the interest of the live chat. Okay, we'll go back to ATS formatting so that we'll know all these things. So yeah, I'll answer you now. ATS, applicants tracking system. Yeah, it reads resume from your left to your right, left to right. It'll strip out all kinds of design elements. It will strip it off. Okay. So multi-column templates cause the system to blend text. They'll blend text from column A into column B, and they will now create unreadable jargon on the reviewer's end. They read from right to the left. The ATS, when it's reading, it will read from right to the left. You understand? So If your this thing is double column instead of a single column format that ATS accepts, is a graphic design project. So there's no problem with having a graphic design project for a CV, but that will only work when you are giving it to a person individually. You understand? It's not when you are going for a massive submission of 1,000 submissions, 500 submissions, you know, 600 or 700 submissions. You go and use an ATS that is not, sorry, you go and use a CV or resume that is not ATS friendly. You know, as much as that number of CV is coming, most uh, talent acquisition specialist or HR, they will pass it through ATS, okay? And especially University Review Committee, they will pass these CVs through the ATS. And the ATS read from right to the left, sorry, from your left to the right. And then you have double column. So look at what it will do. It will push the text from the column A into column B and go and jam it. Everything will become a jargon, a scrambled text. You understand? So that's what it does. So it creates unreadable jargon on the reviewer's end. So the person that will review you will be seeing jargons. So icons, kill, press bars, custom graphics all get scrambled into broken code. So to win, you need a clean single column reverse chronological text layout, reverse chronological text layout with high keyword density. Okay, with high keyword density. For instance, in your um scholarship scholarship text or university specification for your scholarship, you understand, they mention keywords. Of course, you will make sure that all those keywords will find their way inside your CV. So this is part of our premium package. We'll make sure that we optimize that CV. It will be dense with keywords. Okay, it will be dense with keywords. All right, so that's what we do. So let's go to ATS friendly academic resume. Okay, let's go to ATS academic resume. Let's see how to really format all the stuffs. Okay, so the first one says no multi-column layouts. All right, no multi-column layout. It must be a single column to avoid scrambling of text and reading all the codes as incomprehensible codes. Okay, incomprehensible string of codes. And it says no images on your CV, no icons on your CV. You can only use text labels instead. If you are writing email, write EMAIL, email. Don't go and look for icons in the elements. Don't look for icons. If you're writing proposal, your URL for your proposal, Your proposal must be proposal. No icons. Okay, phone number, you write a phone in text. All right, so all these things you need to take care of. At least if you do not get anything from this live chat, let this be something. Let this be something, okay? Hmm. Okay, so that is about our ATS, academic friendly resume. I hope from today all the CV you are submitting are ATS friendly. At least it will pass that ATS algorithm first and get to a human reviewer. Okay, so I hope that will be the question uh, from now on. So how are you? How are you finding yes, our time together? I hope you are enjoying yourself. Yes, I hope so. I hope you are really enjoying yourself, because yes, I have so many things talk for you. The scholarship, yeah, after some while I'll go to scholarship. Okay, we'll go to scholarship and talk about some scholarships here. We'll talk about some scholarships here. hmm So let's answer this last question before we think of doing something else. Okay. How early should I start preparing my application? How early should I start preparing my application if I want to target 2027 intake? How early should I start targeting my application if I, sorry, how early should I start preparing my application if I want to target 2027 intake? Yeah, simple and straight. You need 6 to 10 months ahead of the university deadline. Okay, let me explain some more about university actual and an official deadline. Official deadline is deadline on websites, okay? But actual deadline is always 5 to 4 months ahead. That is when all the funding pools have been cut. So if you are coming on official deadline, you might just get admission. Okay, if you are and that's if you are well prepared. If your documents are in order, you might get admission, but you'll be self-funded, because on official deadline, the the funding has been distributed to early birds. What is left is the bottom of the pots. Have you scraped your jollof spag pots or your jollof rice pots? That is the kind of scraping that will be there. You understand? Maybe you're scraping it to wash it off. That is, the good things have been taken